Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Pete Manzanellis, aka The Manz, and I would be amiss if I didn't do a little recaps of this King of the Hills tournament on Poker Nights in America this week that was at the Rivers Casino in a place called Schenectady, New York. Okay, never heard of it. Sounds very chill. It featured four-man action, if you know what I mean, okay? Between four heavy hitters going for $200K up tops. And your competitors were as follows. Dougie, aka the giveaways Polks. Phil, Humble Hellmuth. Dan, Durr owes me money Jungle Manz. And Frank the Tank Lights Out Kasselas, okay? And before the action got underway, I polled my large, expansive audience to see who they like to take this down. And I gotta say, they seem very confident that it would be the Jungle Manz, okay? Now, the very first match of the tournament was between the Jungle Manz, which is what I like to call myself when I'm visiting the Amazon, just FYI, and Frank the Tanks, okay? And let's just say this thing lasted about as long as an esports gamer having sex, which is to say, not very long, okay? 5 hands to be exact. Let's show a highlight. Sorry, there's no highlights, okay? It's just Jungle Manz. He turned the Broadway straight. Kaselas had top 2. They got it all in. It was over. Boom, bang, bing, boom, bada, bing, boom. Now, the abrupt end to the match left everybody scratching their heads. They're like, what do we do, dude? We got all this programming to fill, okay? And so they tossed Dougie Polks out there. They're like, Dougie, go out there, play some heads up, dude, fill the time, okay? So Dougie went out there. They played a little friendly 25-50 heads up cash game versus the Jungle Manz to salt away the sands of time until we were ready for the second semifinal matchup between Polks and Philly Hellmuth. Now, I had very high expectations for this match because ahead of time, Dougie's made it seem like he'd actually, instead of poker, rather wrestle Phil in an inflatable tub filled with mud.
Phil, I'm talking to you. I'm gonna see you out on the belt, and we're gonna see you tilt in front of everyone. They're gonna be laughing, Phil. They're gonna be laughing at you.
But in the end, it ended up being Philly Hellmuth doing all the laughing. Sorry, spoilers alert. Sorry, spoilers, okay? Doug just couldn't seem to win a pot. I don't know, perhaps he was too focused on trying to figure out the details of how to give away 2% of his losses, but I regress, okay? The cards just fell in Mr. White Magic's favor all night, and Polks was on such tilt, he was flipping buttons to determine how he played a hand.
All right, guys, we're flipping a coin here to decide if we call or not. If it lands on Poker Night in America, we're gonna call. If it lands on this bad boy, we're gonna fold. All right, you ready, Phil? You wanna watch? Call, fold. Call.
Straight.
Straight's good.
Definitely looking forward to the coin flip course on Upswings Poker this fall. It's for those times when instead of GTO, you just prefer to GTFOH. Let's get the fuck out of here. Anyways, after the match, my dear new friend Daniel Negreanu, who I battled with at the World Series of Poker, couldn't help but needle Doug about calling it off to Phil Hellmuth, who apparently always has it. So that brought us to the Wednesday night finals. It's a best-of-3 matchup between the Jungle Manz and Phil Hellmuth. Right away, I decided I was going to size these two up, see what was going on here. And I think Jungle Manz, from what I can tell, he was a little worried Phil might forget his name, so he put it right on his shirt, which was smart thinking by Jungle Manz. Always keep your name front and present on your opponent's mind. While Phil kept his headphones on nearby, I assume just in case he needed to listen to an episode of Primed Mind or something. I don't know. Now, in the first match, Jungle Manz got Hellmuth on tilts early. He had a king-high bluff when Philly had top pair.
God, I knew it. He tried to give me all the money. Fuck.
Luckily here on Poker Night in America, cursing is allowed.
How does the fucking deck save him? God, I knew he was going to give me all the money. He called all that money with king high just stone cold dead. Oh my God.
But despite that, Phil would eventually take round 1 after his ace-queen held up for his jungle's king-queen.
Deuce on the turn. Jungle needs a king here to stay in. And an ace on the river will do it. Phil wins our first match.
So after round 1, we were on to the second match, where the Poker Brats decided to reinvent himself, apparently, as one of these online kids who bluffs away all his chips. And Jungleman, himself in a role reversal, decided he was some grizzled live veteran who wasn't going to buy it and was going to call everything down, and eventually called Phil down with second pair for all the chips.
Oh boy, here he goes. Is he going? Is he not going?
Call.
And Phil is not going to like what he sees.
So just like that, we were on to the third match, aka the deciding match, aka the rubber match, aka where the rubber meets the road. Now this is where things really got interesting, okay? Because Jungleman's got off to a hot start, and he slowly bled Philly Hellmuth down to a seemingly impossible, seemingly devastatingly short stack. I mean, we're talking 5,800 chips to be exact. But then, like a phoenix, Phil rose from the ashes, channeling all that hashtag positivity, and he won a few double ups, okay? But then, it was with 35,000 chips. This is where the white magic really took over, okay? This isn't a hand that's going to be talked about as long as Phil Hellmuth is alive and continues to remind people about the hand.
Top pair for Jungle. Queen high right now for Hellmuth.
Check.
Hellmuth decides to float the flop. 10 on the turn. This one's not going to be going to Hellmuth.
So, in this hand, cats, turns, trip, tens. This is what we call a monster in heads-up poker, folks, okay? And Phil is drawing deads. All he's got is 2 overs. Now, watch here. The river hits, and Phil fails to improve. What's he gonna do, right? Check, give up, maybe put out a little bet, fold to a re-raise. What's he gonna do, dude? He's giving up.
I'm all in.
Wow.
So he makes a ballsy ass all-in bluff. His final 10K he shoves into the pot. The pot's swelling to over 50K. And you won't believe what happens next.
Wait, what?
Wait, what indeed, Dougie Polks? Jungleman's, bro, no, dude. Bro. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, dude, like me. You're getting 6-to-1 odds to call that and win the match, dude. But I get it. You were under the spell of white magic. And so 90 minutes later, the greatest comebacks in televised poker history had been completed. Other than that time in Rounders where Mikey spotted Teddy KGB's tell and battled back. But besides that, the greatest televised poker history comeback had been completed. And we had our first ever King of the Hills champion, Philly Hellmuth.
I have to congratulate the first ever King of the Hill belt to our champion today, Phil Hellmuth.
Phil once said he'd win them all if it weren't for luck. But if that were true, he wouldn't have won King of the Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I was, in the end, lucky, and I know that lucky.
All right, that's it for me, Pete Manzanelli. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, subscribe to PokerTube down below, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see more of, okay? The Manz has plenty to offer. Do you guys want more interviews? Do you guys want Man's hands? Do you want more updates on my dear friend Tommy Dwans? Let me know, dude. Until then, get paid, get laid.